What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Same Difference podcast.
Is this thing on? I'm so proud of your content creation journey, and it's like amazing to see like where you've started and like where you're at now. It's cool. So
Yeah, I try not to it's easier said than done.
I know it's a lot of
I've
work.
done I've gotten much better at not paying too much attention to the vanity metric of the numbers, like how many people are following you, because you could literally have 1,000 followers and the right people be following you, like the right brand see
Yep.
your content. So that always doesn't make sense. But
I posted about a blind buy of perfume and got 1,478 like views on that video.
that's good.
I posted
That's more than I'm getting, and I have lots of followers.
I posted that same
Now, what platform are we
video
talking about?
TikTok.
Okay.
I posted that same video on Instagram and only got 313.
See, mine is the opposite right now. And I feel like when we talked about this before, you were getting more views on Instagram and I was getting more views on TikTok. And
Yep.
now it seems like it's flip flop. Oh, now this is one thing I will say. Another thing that you guys will notice as the season continues, Pash is going to be doing a segment on something specific. I'm going to be doing a segment on something specific. Mine is going to have some social media mixed in there. So let me just go ahead and give y'all this little tidbit, because I was on a call on Thursday and somebody that was on a call used to work for TikTok. And I mean, like within the last 30 days.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Used to work for TikTok. They no longer work for TikTok. And they were in an area that TikTok was working in tandem with the government on basically the algorithm and what people would see more or less of. Now, I understand when all of the social mediums feel some responsibility to fact check. I totally get that.
Mhm.
But this was a bit more than just fact checking. They're literally, if you see a decline in analytics from now through and past the election, it is because the government is working with these social media platforms for it to be that way. Even if you're not talking about political content, the vice president, the current president, the former president, or anything related to any of those things, you can and likely will still see a decline in engagement.
Mm.
That's just what they got going on. I think that what has happened is um because there was also a call, the White House had put together, the Biden-Harris administration put together this new department or new branch of government or some type of regulation. The government always want their hand in the cookie jar when they see money being made and they want to see how they can control things. But they're recognizing the digital space for creators as like a really booming industry, and they want in. And I always lose my train of thought. Hold on. I was telling y'all
Well,
about
the person that the TikTok person made a suggestion.
the TikTok person didn't like how they were stifling.
Oh,
Like they're saying it's overkill. Like, oh, that's what I was going to say. I think what has happened over the last several years, particularly since 2020, is the government has realized that social media is more influential than politicians, celebrities, socialites, and so on. And there are a lot of things that happen in our country's history, from George Floyd, from Sandra Bland, just from things being recorded and being posted on social media that they can't control.
mm-hmm.
If they had their way, they would be sweeping a lot of that shit up under the rug.
Mm-hmm.
They can't do that anymore. So let's say something goes on with the election after Donald Trump loses, because he will lose. After Donald Trump loses and we get to see our first Madam President, Kamala Harris, in the White House or heading towards the White House, we don't know what him or his supporters are going to do. So if there's any of that mobbish behavior, any of that insidious behavior, trying to take stuff, that we may not even see all of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
I believe that that's what they want. I believe they want to diminish and minimize how upset we are, how much action we take. I also think that it is very dangerous for them to have that type of control when it comes to the election in general. This is very, very dangerous practice.
Are you a good
Yeah,
reader?
somewhat. Actually been reading more what they call that little thing on here where you have your books. I read more on
On your phone?
books on the app
Okay.
than I do actual physical books. Just because I'm always on my phone, so it's just easier to do it that way for me.
Have you ever heard of the book Our Kind of People?
Mm-mm.
Have you ever seen I think there's a documentary too. Have you seen that? I feel like they showed it to us in school maybe. Have you ever?
Our kind of people, I don't think so. I've never heard of that.
So, there was
And
some
keep in mind, I did go to a school that was in the South, so to speak. So,
well, which is why I feel like you might have some perspective. This is why I'm asking you this. So, this girl, Twitter's my playground. This girl, and it's always it's always crazy. The most mundane, stupidest shit always gets traction. It's never when I was looking cute on a night out in town that you can fucking retweet so that, maybe the brand that I was wearing could see. No, it's some shit that I was just saying into the abyss. So anyway, the comment that the woman that I had commented on, what she said was, I grew up extremely poor. I make a great salary now, but there are certain circles I'll never crack because my pedigree/background is a non-starter, which is fine.
Mm,
But acting like intra-racial classism and elitism isn't a thing is ... a choice. And so someone asked her, what is this what's the context? And she said, there's a bunch of convos going on about AKAs in class. I'm not Greek, so I can't speak to that, but there seems to be some broad disbelief that there's classism amongst blacks, and my experience is that it's absolutely a thing. So this is
yeah,
right. Which I feel like we all
we know
we
that
all
though.
we all know that, right? So
Right.
my comment was, about 10 years ago, I went to Martha's Vineyard during the 4th of July. And when people found out I wasn't Greek or raised in Jack and Jill and didn't go to an HBCU, they looked at me like I stunk.
And I remember you talking to me about this too.
And it got 254 quotes, 16,000 likes, 1,000 reposts, and 3,000 bookmarks.
Wow.
Everybody has been kind. You got a few, bots that's saying some weird shit. But I was getting worried because I did not want that comment to create divisive conversation.
But you don't get to decide what kind of conversation anything you say is going to create.
That and two, there was a woman that was like, don't get like anxious, or don't feel like, she was like, why can't this be said? It is true. And
Right.
so then somebody there, I started seeing a lot of tweets saying, you got to read Our Kind of People, or you must not have read Our Kind of People. You're not their kind of
Mm,
people. And so I'm like, okay, I read. So,
mm,
but I don't, but also, even though you and I are so like close and connected and we have so many things that we share, like I grew up in the Midwest. You grew up on the East, but in the South. And
mm-hmm.
you went to Catholic school, and you was Catholic school, right? And you wore
Christian school.
Christian school, wore a uniform. I went to public school. But I also never hung out with you and been like, Joy thinks she better than you. Never made me feel that way. And you would wore the uniform, and your mom was a doctor, and you had,
Well, you know what? I think that the reason that a lot of Black people recognize that is because although we recognize that it is elitism and classism, is because in many different facets and areas of our life, we're in different classes and different groups. My mama was a physician,
yeah,
so I went places with her that my daddy, who wasn't a physician, and my parents were divorced.
he wouldn't go.
We was in like I'm in the house, 3 o'clock in the morning. The adults still downstairs drinking, smoking, and playing spades.
Yeah,
Stuff like that never went on with my mom. Like, I did go to a Christian school. We didn't wear uniforms, but we had to wear a dress down to
or
our knee,
yeah,
and we had to stand in a straight line, and it was just certain things we couldn't do. And then when I got to 8th grade and I went to public school, it was a totally different world.
mm-hmm,
There was a different class of people.
mm-hmm.
There was elitism when I was at the Christian school. Everybody had their goddamn nose in the air. But when I went to public school, you got, the Black kids whose parents were doing well, and then you got the kids that lived in the jacks.
Yeah,
So yeah, we know it's a thing, and it doesn't. Unfortunately, as you get older, it doesn't disappear. It doesn't go away. It just happens in different ways. The job you work,
mm-hmm,
the person you date, the
mm-hmm,
church you go to, the
mm-hmm.
car you drive. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I just thought it was there were some people, I'm gonna say 85% of the people like were in agreement or were like tweeting in support of or sharing their
Mm-hmm.
experiences. And then you had
Mhm.
some people that were like, "Well, what did you expect? You were in Martha's Vineyard, and if you don't have, if you don't have the pedigree or this, that, and the third, that's how they're going to treat you." As if it was wrong of me to as
To say something.
or wrong of me as a successful Black woman who's made a lovely way for herself, as if it's wrong for me to go to a place that
Mm.
has a rich history of Black affluence. Why wouldn't I want to go?
Mm.
I'm not going there because I'm trying to be a part of that scene and I'm trying to be like them. I'm not a stuffy Black and I'm never going to be. I talk too loud for
Mhm.
that. I cuss a
Mm.
little too much for that. Like I don't come from that. Do I come from some beautiful independent women who raised me up a certain way? Absolutely. But one of the things my mom did not like and would also, when she would talk shit about whomever, she got her nose all stuck up in the air. Okay, mental note, don't be
Mhm.
like, don't be too poot
Mhm.
to poot. That's what my mom would say. Don't be
Mhm.
too poot to poot.
Mhm.
I don't operate like that. So
Yeah.
I don't hang around Black people and be like they're beneath me or no, because that's not how I grew up. So when I went to
Mhm.
Martha's Vineyard, I didn't go there because I wanted to belong to this environment. My friend who went to a couple of HBCUs and who is in a sorority, she had her birthday trip there. But my friend has found herself in a lot of amazing circles that exposed her to all these different experiences, and that's what she wanted to do for her birthday. So I went because
You can just it also sometimes like I understand why people kind of like you ever been somewhere and one of us was like acting just like you can tell
yes,
your ass
yes,
ain't
yes,
never
yes,
been
and
you know what
and
I'm
and I
saying?
and
Like
I
yeah, I
and
get
I
it.
shut the fuck up and mumble under my breath. I don't ever be like, "Oh, I can't stand when they be acting." I don't do that.
Right.
No,
Right. Right. But it's something that we recognize. Like you can tell your ass ain't never
like
been
no
nowhere.
home
You ain't got no
training.
goddamn clue for the corner.
No home training. That's what my mama be like,
Okay.
NHT, NHT. And I'll look at her and I'll be like, "You saying somebody got no home training? Okay." You know how much my mama Capricorn like you, so
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
are exactly what the energy is. But yeah, like I was
Mhm.
just curious because you are from the South. And I do feel like you come from an affluent family, home life, Miss Dr. Mommy. And so
Mm.
I was just wondering like
I think I got the best of both worlds.
mhm,
Like if anybody know Petersburg, Virginia, Petersburg ain't got a lick of affluence to it, baby. It's very much gutter. Even now it burns my
it's
daddy
very
up
much
because
better.
they just don't have no growth. Just it's just not a place you want to move and raise kids. Like
Mhm.
literally, the only thing in Petersburg is the fact that Fort Lee is close by.
Mm.
But I think I got the best of both worlds because yeah, like certain stuff, places, my mama didn't allow us to go or we didn't know anything about. But baby, when I was with my dad, oh yeah, we're gonna have a good time.
You silly as hell. Yeah, I was just I it was interesting. I watch Fresh Prince of Bel Air. I watch Bel Air. I love jumping the broom. They have movies about shit like this. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
I don't feel like what I said was critiquing the community, and that when I did respond to some people, I was like, I don't want this to turn into bashing. I don't want the Greeks to get bashed. I don't want
You having the best time with the Greeks.
um to your to because I was in having conversation with someone
Mm.
who wanted to know, are you Greek? And when I said no, the follow-up question was, did you go to and it's just like, whoa, 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 whoa.
That shit will never not be funny to me.
I
Every
know.
time I have to think about it, it is just a
Yeah.
good heat,
It's
girl.
just like, yeah, 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 I went to college, because I'm not offended that you don't, see it for me because I'm not Greek. I'm offended that you thought I was uneducated.
Right,
Don't
exactly.
insult
That
don't insult my intelligence. I am a smart motherfucker. I am. It has
Mhm.
been told to me my entire life and I just know it because I've been around people who are not and I am not them.
Mhm.
Don't insult my intelligence. I went and then when I was reading some people saying, "Well, why did you even go?" I didn't if I know that Martha's Vineyard is where Black people could be rich and live life and have like freedom to enjoy their
Why
money,
wouldn't you want to go?
why wouldn't I want to go? They have a
Right.
whole they have a whole exhibit on Martha's Vineyard at the African American History Museum in Washington D.C. It's like
Hmm.
just because
That's actually a very non-progressive thought process too. Like, it's like saying, well, if the white folks don't want you there, why do you want to go?
it's
You know,
not
if the white folks don't want you to drink from that water fountain, why do you want to drink from it?
it's not
You
even
know, if they don't want you to ride that bus, why you want to get on it? Excuse me.
I have to go to work. I have to take the bus. I'm getting on the motherfucking bus. I'm not worried about if I have to sit in the back, I gotta sit in the back. We don't got to no more. But like I have to get on
Hmm.
the bus to go to work. So I'm getting on the bus to go to
Hmm.
work. My friend did a
Right.
birthday trip in Martha's Vineyard because she know that's where the niggas be, and she wanted to go
Mm.
there. So I went.
Is it there for him? Is it
Yes,
there?
yes,
They were.
yes. But it's a
Who they were there with? I ain't never heard of no man somebody going to Martha's Vineyard.
I mean it's a certain community of people that are going there. And then
Okay.
you get in conversation with these people, and then they're like, okay, so what school did you go to? And it's like University of Nebraska at Omaha. And they're like, Omaha. And it's just like, oh, okay. Like, so like, are you Greek? Are you AKA? What are you? No, I didn't do anything. And it's just like, oh.
I went to school and got a degree. Can you believe
And
it?
it's like, oh, okay. So like, how are you affiliated? Like, how do you know? And it's just like, oh, me and my friend Giovanna, like we went to, I don't mean to say her name, but my friend, she invited me, to Martha's Vineyard for her birthday. We rented a house. Like that's kind of
Hmm.
how it came to
Hmm.
be. And then you see this same guy conversing with another girl that's on a trip with you, and she is, affiliated with one of the,
Great
sororities, and
organization.
she's gone to, and he's
Mm.
just, the energy was way different.
Mm.
And then and then
OMG.
even when talking,
That's
the same
nasty.
kind of questions, like, and then just the kind of the look of like, oh, okay, and it wasn't like, well, how did you find your, I would be the type of person to be like, okay, she done made her way, and she out here, she's not affiliated, and still found her way on the island, looking cute in her swimsuit on the beach, kicking it, and got the pics to prove it. Like I was there to kayak for the first time, to see the most beautiful sunsets I've ever seen in my life, to take a plane, train, and a ferry
Mm.
to live in a traditional Martha's Vineyard house with the fucking shingles and shit, riding a bike, going to look at all the little pretty houses that look like little doll houses and shit. Like I was there for an experience. I really wasn't there to be mistreated by stuffy black people. Like that's not what I went there for. It's something.
And let's do a history lesson real quick. Do you all even know why Black people go to Martha's Vineyard? Because Martha's Vineyard was one of the only beaches that Black people could go to. So let's not put our nose too far up in the air and forget whence we came. That's why Black people go to Martha's Vineyard, sweetie, if you didn't know.
And then there were people that made a life there.
I guess your sorority or your fraternity didn't teach you that part of Black history. Mm. Okay.
So, the comment was in support of the girl saying, let's not act like we don't have classism and elitism in our community
Mm.
because we do. Hey, if your mama and your daddy have been rich for 75 years, and they have passed all of that generational wealth down to you, and you go to the school that your entire family went to, and you join the sorority because you're a legacy. Like I love all of that shit. I never said
Mm.
that I disliked it. I never said,
Mhm.
I never knocked the community. I'm here for rich, affluent blacks and members only clubs. We deserve that. The fuck?
Mhm.
But I'm not gonna pretend like it didn't look like I had shit on my chin when they found out I didn't have like no kind I didn't have a pedigree. And I
Yeah.
do have a pedigree. I'm just from the Midwest, and you don't our
I
path
can't identify with it.
through my family, our paths never crossed.
Mhm.
My
Yeah,
family
but that's
migrated from the
okay. I
South.
know that classism and elitism doesn't exist with
It
everybody,
doesn't,
thankfully.
which is why I went to
I'm
Martha's Vineyard
excited
in the
that
first place, because I didn't think that was gonna be there like that. But you learn, you live, you
yeah.
learn, you keep it pushing, which is what I did. Flips hair, a bitch is still there.
Mhm. I'm excited for the Divine Nine's presence with this election and helping push
Me too.
Kamala Harris
Me too.
into the seat that she so rightfully deserves as president because she is the more educated, respectful, dignified candidate that is in the running.
She's
So,
already the vice president, so give her the promotion. Just give her the promotion.
I want him to put a little bit of respect on Miss Vice President
Me
Kamala Harris's
too.
name.
Me too.
Yeah, put some respect on her name.
I feel like we might be
Like
able
for
to chop this up.
that fool running with Donald Trump. Who was his running mate?
JD
Whoever he is.
Vance.
Yeah, talking about he went up to her plane to see if she was
Girl.
like I have an issue with the Secret Service on that one because number one, y'all let a shooter, okay, y'all let a shooter get close enough to Trump to shoot something in his direction, whether his ear got shot or not isn't the point. The point is y'all not doing y'all job, and then you let a civilian, because that's what he is. Okay, you let a civilian get close enough to Vice President Kamala Harris's aircraft, and he out there doing a press conference about it. Is everybody okay?
I wanted to
This
see
is the Vice President of the United States of America. If Joe don't wake up today, she's the president. Put some respect on her name.
I want to see what my future plane looks like. Since Kamala's not going to talk to the press, I'll come and talk. Is there anything you guys want to ask me? And you see they was silent. They didn't even ask him shit. Get your stupid ass on. You look stupid. Because for me, it's like, if you're going to be a politician and you want, dress for the job you want, behave in the way that you want to be respected.
No couth and decorum.
Nothing presidential about that at all.
And I think the problem is because that is the energy and that is the person and the figure that Donald Trump is, and that's what he brought to our country's government.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got anybody just running amok up to the stage thinking that they can do the same exact thing. But I think that the Republicans are doing themselves. I think some of them know it, but I don't think the entire party as a whole realizes how much of a disservice they are doing to themselves and allowing Donald Trump to do to them, because there are so many Republicans that are going to be voting on the Democratic side of the ticket simply because they do not like this game, this disrespect of, us as a country. Like, they don't like this Donald Trumpism and everything that he stands for. They would rather put somebody who has some damn respect in the office instead of having him get in there and like
run him up.
It's like, just it's hard to even put into words sometimes the things that he says, because he's not presidential at all.
Not in the
He's not respectable. He's not respectful.
He's not well spoken.
Right. He's not educated. He literally, vocabulary is smaller than a 2-year-old.
Smaller than them
all
hands.
He knows to describe things is very, very good, so bad. Just like, for what?
That's about it.
Y'all put him on the ticket.
Oh, Bigley.
This is who y'all want to run the country.
My favorite is Bigley. He's Bigley unqualified for this job.
But I'm gonna tell you who ate him up. Ate the crumbs, ate the plate, ate the dinner table.
+4.
Okay, ate it up, Michelle Obama. Who's gonna tell him the job he's currently running for just might be one of those black jobs? Baby, when I say Michelle ate that man up, she ate him up. She ate him up.
And the reason why I didn't do it when I was a first lady is because that wouldn't have been very first lady of me. It wouldn't have been very presidential or in support of my husband and his reputation had I spoken to you like you deserve to be spoken to. But I'm going to do it today, though.
Because I'm not the first lady anymore.
You see Obama with and what are you doing? Messy Jesse?
Put that in my video. This weird obsession with crowd sex. About his crowd was bigger than Martin Luther King. I have a dream speech to march on Washington. Okay, it's now giving. You were talking about Joe Biden is incompetent. I'm confused because I don't think you're competent.
Why do you think?
Do you believe?
Do you think that's going to get black voters to support you when you?
Yes, that is exactly what he
thinks. He thought that a black person was going to be like, yeah, I fuck with Trump because he said that about Martin Luther King. Don't disrespect Martin Luther King.
Don't do, Pasha. That's the scary part.
You know what's scary?
I don't personally understand how any black person, particularly black man, could vote for somebody like Donald Trump.
Well,
not only for what he wants to do in the future, but who he has shown himself to be in the past.
Why do y'all think he likes y'all?
He don't at all. At all.
Did you see Jermaine Dupri?
Like, he's literally going to allow the police to dog walk y'all more than they already doing, and not hold them accountable because they're doing their job. How are you not afraid? How do people who have black children, black sons, how are you not afraid for that to be their reality?
You know what really threw me? When Jermaine Dupri decided to, record a video and basically say that, I just don't want to put my faith in Kamala because I just don't know what she's really done.
The thing of people just be saying anything,
It's like
okay? Because
it's
y'all,
black men that be talking like that be saying like real negative stuff.
the ones that are gonna be seeing the worst side of it, it's gonna be them, black men. You don't know what Kamala's done. Well, did you get on the internet? Because Google is fucking free. Okay, you can see all of the work and all of the things she did when she was a attorney general in California. And even if you said I don't know what Kamala has done, what we do know what Donald Trump has done. That's the scary part. We know exactly what he's done. And Project 2025 tells us exactly what he want to do. He's going to let the police dog walk y'all. He's going to let the police murder y'all. And he's going to say that, like, he wouldn't even say, who's the young lady that just got murdered in her house? Like, her name is escaping me.
I don't.
That's I rebuke you in the blood in the name of Jesus.
I can't think of her name at the moment, but I know who you're talking about.
Like he wouldn't even condemn the police officer for murdering her. He was, I mean, I heard about it. Yeah, I heard about it. Never said he needed to go to jail. We've got to do, our law enforcement, we're not going to punish them for doing their jobs. And to him, their job is killing us.
Mm-hmm. We deserve it.
I don't understand. I don't understand what world they think they're going to live in if Donald Trump becomes president again. But you know what? I got faith in enough women. It's bad when you get them on your side. They can't wait to vote for Miss Her.
The men and the women.
That too. And that's what I was saying about the Republicans are doing their party a disservice because they're losing so many Republicans. Some of those people who are going to be voting on the Democratic side of the ticket, you ain't going to ever get them back. You're never going to get them back. Mm-hmm. They're going to vote this one time, and then they're going to be Democrats going forward and pass that to generations. Mm-hmm. There's a place here in close to Orlando. It's called the Villages. And, I don't know much about these areas, like I said, and, I'm still trying to learn. But apparently the Villages is one of the most whitest places in Florida. And they were the people who were, it's one of those older communities, and they drive golf carts all around their communities, mm-hmm. Because everything is there. They don't just get in their car mm-hmm. and drive around the neighborhoods, all the things they got to do. But they had the Trump flags and the Trump pictures and the mega hats. Oh, baby, they had a rally for Vice President Kamala
Harris. I saw this community. I saw that. I did see that. I saw footage.
Yeah, out there playing Beyonce. Yeah. When you're losing a whole community of people, because then you're not even smart. All those people are going to be in detriment if Donald Trump gets elected because he want to cut Social Security and Medicare. Mm-hmm. They already can't afford their medicine.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm just not afraid, but it is at the very tippity top of my mind.
It is mine too.
What is going to happen the days after the election? I think this will be the first time that people are going to be very cautious about calling it. Like, they don't even be finished counting all the votes in some places, and they be calling who's won the election. Mm-hmm. I don't think they're going to do that this go round. Donald Trump was able some type of way to get Georgia. So there's a rule in Georgia. I don't know about no other state. Y'all know I just moved from Georgia. There's a rule in Georgia that the election has to be certified by the state of Georgia by the Monday after Election Day. Some type of way, some Republicans, Donald, and the only reason I know it is because Donald Trump was bigging them up at one of his rallies, which tells me he's behind it. Mm. They have now changed it that the election does not have to be certified for at least 30 days after the day that we vote. They give y'all enough time to play around with shit. That's scary to me.
That week, yeah. So how come they get that but no other state does?
It was I don't know how they passed it. I would really have to go back and read how that happened, but all of the people is 3 specific people, and he called all 3 of them by name at one of the rallies. They're all Republicans, mm-hmm. and one of them specifically still to this day says that the 2020 election was not right, that it was stolen from Donald Trump.
Okay.
And this is the person that now has helped overturn how many days the state of Georgia gets to certify their votes from 7 to 30.
Okay, and then after 30 days, if Kamala still won, then what?
I
You
feel
gonna move
like
it back
within
to
those 30
7?
days, I feel like within those 30 days, they're going to be trying to say, oh, these votes don't count, or these votes, here are more votes for the Republic. It's just too funny.
But
It's just the fact that he's talking about it is what's got my ears to perk up. Like, something in the milk ain't clean over there.
well, even if Donald Trump wins Georgia, let's hope that Kamala got the majority of.
Donald Trump gonna win Georgia. He didn't win Georgia in 2020.
Oh well, shit.
Yeah, he didn't win. That was one of the upsets because he wanted the governor, Brian Kemp, to overturn it. And he said, I'm not doing that.
I can't do that.
I can't do that. What? Yeah, they've been beefing ever since then.
Well, I feel I'm happy about what the election looks like now. It was a dumpster fire this past year, and I'm glad that Joe Biden made the decision to retire,
Mm-hmm.
and give Kamala the opportunity to like represent the Democratic Party and get on the ticket and hopefully win this thing.
Mm-hmm.
I like
Mm-hmm.
everything that I've seen. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just glad that I'm someone that likes to be informed before I get to chomping at the bit. I'm glad that I'm not
Mm-hmm.
someone that wants to be a contrarian just for the sake of being an asshole. Like I can't. Jermaine Dupri fumbled Janet Jackson, so I actually don't want to hear what you have to say about the election.
And I also believe that whether they see it this way or not, that a lot of y'all really have discontent for women in the shows. Because you
Yeah,
would literally rather vote a bigot into office than Kamala Harris, who has the education and the experience to be the president of the United States of
and
America.
she's not the
Like
first
some of y'all
black
actually
president.
have an issue with
She's
women,
not the
right?
first.
Some of y'all actually,
Yeah.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
you already had there was already a black man that got to take that role and be in office already. Jeezy made a whole song about it. Like y'all got to have y'all moment.
But he was a man. He was a man, and that's what I'm saying. A lot of these men have, I don't know if it's mommy issues or just discontent or jealousy from women. I'm not sure. But a lot of y'all don't like women or have some sort of issue with women in
Yeah,
power,
disdain.
and it shows.
Disdain.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it makes me think of that conversation that Cam Newton was having with that doctor. He was just
Mm.
his energy was very just
His body language wasn't what it should have been, could have been,
yeah, it was just very weird.
particularly for the conversation being had.
And
Like,
as polite as she was and gracious as she was, I didn't like that. So,
yeah.
yeah, those are my I have a lot of thoughts. But I'm in a positive place. And I think for all of my black women and my black friends around me and my mama and my grandmama and my auntie and all the black women before me that are seeing this happen, I want this for them. I want it for myself, but I actually
Mm-hmm.
want this for them too.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
Kamala's gonna put her cabinet together and she's gonna
Mm-hmm.
let you know what her issues are and she's gonna tell you what she's gonna do. This is her job that she's already doing.
And I feel like I feel confident that Kamala is going to stack her cabinet with people who are well versed and well deserving of the position instead of Donald Trump saying, oh, he's going to put Elon Musk in the government. Like, what? Huh? It just don't make no sense to me.
Like, regardless, we need politicians that have a resume and that are qualified for these jobs.
And that's why I'm a bit surprised and perplexed that Republican senators and Congress people aren't as upset because you've literally dedicated your whole life
Mm-hmm.
and career to public service, and you got somebody who be tweeting on the internet coming in and taking a job that likely should have and could
In
have been
yours.
yours. Oh baby, I would be up in arms. I'll be flipping every table over that I could. It's crazy to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild.
And these are people that are
Wild.
Ivy League educated, whose parents went to the school, whose
Harvard and
parents went to school, and
Yale.
my dad is a
Okay.
benefactor, and da 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 da. And then my dad was a senator, and then I served as a senator, or my dad owned this lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like these people actually have pedigree and education
Mm-hmm.
to be in
Mm-hmm.
politics, and I can't believe that they're letting this fucking buffoon run amok
Mm-hmm.
the way that he
Mm-hmm.
has.
I think that's why some of the older Republicans, like the people in the villages, are saying, you know
Enough,
what?
enough,
Nah. Mm-hmm.
enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, more to come because that's how many days we got?
70
70
something, girl.
something.
Maybe 72, 73, something like that now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, friends, I have certainly enjoyed catching up with the kid.
Yes, this
Oh,
is
I
great.
have just enjoyed
To set the
this.
tone for my day.
Mm-hmm.
What are
Mm-hmm.
you doing
Mm-hmm.
today?
So today I said I was gonna go back to sleep. I think I'm gonna make myself go back to sleep because I've been up since 3 something. And if I don't go to sleep, the things that I need to do, I'm gonna half ass do them, probably not do them. So I'm gonna take me a little nap, and then I got some stuff to edit and stuff to shoot, the
Cute.
usual. And what's so crazy is I find such joy in it. Like yesterday was the day like I was doing whatever I wanted to do. I was not doing no work. And I went to one of my favorite little places, and I was going to go in there and get me a nice lobster bisque, and probably get some bruschetta,
Ooh.
just enjoying the day. And I sat there in that parking spot in my car, and I thought to myself, I looked at the clock and I said, if I go home right now, I could be home by XYZ time, and I could stop by the grocery store and I can get XYZ. Then I could go home and I could record content making the smash burgers, and then I would still have something. Like, I find such great
Mm-hmm.
joy in creating content, and I just love it.
I made a
So
reel in support of Virgo season. Woot woot. And then I hugged a tree and was like, "This is corny. I'm not posting it."
and that's why I had posted something on my Instagram story this morning, and I was like, remember that idea you had last week that you didn't execute? Today is the day to do it, because it be so many good ideas that I have, and it's like, how you take a picture of yourself and you look at it for so long it turns ugly.
Mm-hmm.
If you let that idea sit for too long, it's not a good idea
Mm-hmm.
anymore, and you ain't gonna.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I live there. I live there a lot, so.
So what you doing today, friend?
I'm going to the beach and I'm gonna go get me some sun and just lay out and read and just take in the vitamin D.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it.
What's the weather in Chicago? You talking about going to the
It is
beach?
going to be it's currently 84 degrees.
Okay,
And
that's good for Chicago.
yeah, and by 3 it'll be 90.
Oh wow, y'all are having a hot day.
Yes, we are.
Okay, I thought you was exaggerating earlier, but okay.
No, it's gonna be hot as hell. Oh yeah, I need to call my brother. And shout out to my brother. Happy birthday. I gotta call him and wish him a happy birthday. Let me go on his story because my friend is texting me about whatever my brother posted on his story.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't post nothing too crazy, did he?
Oh, I don't think so.
Okay.
No, it's just his girlfriend posted a picture of him and said happy birthday.
Oh, okay.
She cute.
All right, friend. I'll see you next time. Thank y'all for coming on back and
okay, come on. I want some.
Real on cue, on par. Put your hands down a little bit more, friend. It ain't even gonna do the thumbs up. See, mine did it. I don't know. I don't know.
Fuck y'all.
But we know what your heart and your spirit meant. Yes. But thank y'all for tapping back in with us. Season 2. Let's see what happens.
Stay tuned.
Bye.